So gaming has quickly gone from a niche hobby into one of the biggest markets in the entertainment industry. The video game market is worth an estimated 197.11 billion and is expected to expand at a compound with a growth around 12.9% from 2022 to 2030. Oh, damn. Okay. So, that is still growing quite a bit. I'm going to show you all a slide. The first slide is, as you can see, number of gamers expected to hit 3.32 billion by 2024. So you can see it's still growing quite a bit. So according to the latest data, there's an approx 309 billion active video games worldwide. That figure has risen by over 1 billion in just 7 years. That's a 32% increase. And the number of gamers is expected at 3.32 billion by 2024. So back to you guys. What's your take on the user growth of the global gaming industry?
Yeah, I spent too much time looking at those numbers. Yeah, I mean, I think gaming is an interesting term that's not going to mean the same thing in a few years, maybe. I had this conversation actually with my auntie the other day. So, VR chat, do you guys think that's a game?
I think it uses gaming technology in a very social way. I don't quite. There are activities you can play in VR chat, but I think if you look at it in a general sense of like VR chat versus another game, VR chat really it's a social platform. It's a social platform.
I don't think it's a game. Yeah. What about you, Marcella? Do you think that counts as a game?
Well, when I saw it, I was a bit like, lol, what is this? It's, I don't know, it feels like almost a place where people like...
It's like a chat room, right?
Yeah, chat room, but... You know, when you were young, you were in chat rooms and it was already like a bit sketchy sometimes, but I have the same feeling about this.
Yeah. I mean, ethics aside.
Sketchy is a word.
Like, I would not describe it as a game, personally.
No, like definitely like more like a Discord that you come together, but then you see each other sort of. Yeah.
And then like if we use, was it Telltale who did the Walking Dead series?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, is that a game in the same way that Call of Duty is a game? Not really.
No, but it is a game in my feeling.
That I think I would call a game, yeah. But I think there will be a version of that game that you might class as more of like a movie, right? And I think that's what gaming is gonna. The term gaming, I think, is going to become very, very broad, and we're going to have to change the term and come up with new ways to break things apart.
Yeah,
like live service. The idea of a live service game is kind of an interesting concept, like a lifestyle that you're participating in, or something like that.
I mean, even mums with a phone who play like a word phone or whatever it's called, that is a game as well. So they are counted as a gamer. So obviously the numbers are huge, and then most people don't even know. But like, I think almost everyone has played a game or played something on their phone. It counts. Everything counts as being a gamer. So yeah, I don't know. It's a sort of good and bad at the same time, because, you know, when the numbers are low then on your game that you're making, they're like, but there's so many gamers. Yeah, okay, but, you know, there are a lot of gamers all over the whole industry of gaming, and that's quite a big one. So, yeah. And why do you think more people start gaming every year?
I actually have an interesting response to that. I think it is a mix between... not peer pressure, but social media pressure. You start to see it more often. It's becoming, you know, gaming used to be something where it was your parents saying, hey, get off that game, do your homework. And now it's, you can make $80,000 a year playing games as a professional. Like, go kids, go play. You know, it's something that's becoming more and more widely popular and accepted. And that's a trend that you see throughout a lot of things in society. Something that was, when it was first invented, or when it was popular 20 or 30 years ago, or wasn't popular 20 or 30 years ago, gets accepted, over time. And that's something with the gaming industry, especially kind of back to the whole VR chat or Telltale thing. It's, gaming is moving from just playing video games on a controller to more interactive experiences. And that's something that can be experienced by a wide variety of people, and the more accessible it becomes, the larger audience you're going to gain over time.
Yeah, it's also less of a, if you were saying I play video games, people were laughing at you like, oh, nerd. And now it's like, oh, cool, what you're playing. And it's a whole different way. I mean, also with streaming, 10 years ago when it started, people thought like, like playing video games for a living, what is this? Mm-hmm. And now it's like, oh, you're a streamer as well. You know, like it's almost like not fun anymore because everyone is a streamer nowadays. So I always just say I'm the grandma of streaming. So what about you? Like, oh yeah, I'm already streaming for 3 years. I'm like, okay, cool. So yeah, it's a whole different way of how people look at it, and I don't know. It will always be a good and a bad thing at the same time. That's how I see it, at least.
Yeah, I mean, gaming's got lots of problems as well, isn't it? Like, I think it's similar to social media in some ways that we don't quite yet know how to. We aren't used to like forming healthy habits and stuff. Like, it's very easy to, especially when we were younger. I don't know if it was the same for you, Marcella, but in our schools, at least where I grew up, it was like every kid would come home from school and play Xbox Live. Like, that was what the boys in the school did. And it wasn't the same for the girls. They in my school, at least, it wasn't the same. But every single boy would come home and would play Xbox Live. And that was kind of the habits that got formed around that. Even though it was, you have many like amazing memories, like it's not always very good habits that get formed.
No.
And I think as time's gone on and gaming has matured and we've gotten used to like the idea of Xbox Live and these, you know, interconnected massive experiences, we've started to wise up a little bit to like, okay, these experiences are incredible and awesome, but we do need to we do need to like go outside and touch grass. And
like, how old are you guys, if I may ask, so I know?
I'm 28.
Okay.
On Saturday.
Okay.
Saturday.
Yeah, it took you a little bit to figure that out.
I thought I was 28 already, but my girlfriend told me I'm not. So I am this Saturday.
Okay.
Saturday.
Yeah, I'm 26.
Okay. Yeah, then I am the older generation. I'm 32.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, like, I don't know what girls were doing, like, when they were younger, because I was always with the guys. Like, I was always also playing video games and hanging out on the skate park and, you know, skateboarding and everything. So I can't really say I had a normal girl youth in that way. So I don't know what girls were doing by that age, but I was playing also video games or having LAN parties with my friends.
Yeah.
So, yeah.